buddy. You can hear that, huh? Yeah. That's that good audio, boy. That good audio, boy. Good morning, everyone. Evening or daytime, whatever time you're listening to this. My dog is running around here. I don't know what she's eating or trying to eat. Anyways, get going, crazy. So, I like to make videos. If you're my friends or you follow me on Facebook or whatever, or YouTube. Yeah. But let me tell you, I like recording these podcasts because, I don't know, it's something weird about the audio. Being able to hear in my headphones what I'm saying and hear it super clear. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. So today's podcast, I'm going to try to not babble like I did on the last one because I've been told by a few people that I was a little on the babbling side. But hey, man, sometimes it's what I do. It's my therapy to get in here and just chat with you. Cheap therapy, Sometimes you just got to get out here and get it off your chest. Just talk. Just talk to somebody about anything. Oh, yeah. Update on, if you listen to the last podcast about my stove just about blowing me up. We got a new one. Got a new stove, and it's working fantastic. I actually I got it as basically a surprise, as a present from somebody, and I couldn't thank them enough because that thing is expensive. It had to be about $600-700. Expensive. But anyways, getting into this, what I kind of want to talk about today was kind of just go over my history with alcohol. Maybe somebody listening to this can get something out of it. Maybe somebody is kind of like me, Today, or right around today, it'll be a year since I've had any sip of alcohol. Anything. So I don't do drugs, I don't do alcohol, nothing. Yeah, drinking my Jocko white tea, man. That shit is fire, son. But yeah, so we're going on a year sober. I don't remember exactly what day, but it's within now or the next day or two for sure. I do know that as a figgity fact, yo. So anyway, kind of diving into it, we're going all the way back to when I was a kid. So if you don't know me personally, you probably don't know, but I was adopted by my grandparents. Dad and mom split when I was a kid. But I remember going to my dad's house quite a bit, as a kid. And my dad would he'd always have a bunch of people over at the house, and they'd always be drinking. It'd be like a party. And, it would make me feel really good to be a part of that, just be up and being around them. So growing up, I thought that was part of that's when you became a grown up. That's what you did. You drank and made a fool of yourself because, that's what they did. And, honestly, that's kind of what ended up happening as I got a little older. That's kind of the footsteps I started to follow. Now, my dad's not a role model. In fact, I don't even have anything to do with him right now. He's had a real problem with alcohol and drugs. But my grandfather, who adopted me, he liked to drink beer quite a bit. He was one of those old head, he just drank beer. He'd sit on the porch, drank beer. He just drank beers all day, 4 or 5, whatever. But eventually he ended up dying of cirrhosis of the liver, which obviously, could have came from the drinking. But yeah, so growing up, when I became a teenager, late teens, I started dabbling with alcohol, going to a party here or there. But it started literally from the time I very first started drinking. It started, I would start drinking, and I would feel that little buzz, and then I would just keep going and want to be the life of the party, because I realized that because I was a little shy, but then I started drinking, and then I would just kind of come out of my comfort zone. And I would just show out, and I thought people liked that. I thought it was like a big, I don't know. I thought that made me more friends, But looking back on it, people just kind of thought I was a joke, So I would do that, and then I started as I started getting a little bit older, let's say in my early 20s, it pretty much kind of kept going. I just kept going to parties. I wouldn't drink all the time, but when I did drink, it'd be like once or twice a week. But when I did drink, it was definitely to excess, and I definitely showed my butt. And shout out to the few friends I have that actually dealt with my ass during those times, because man, I was Heath, you're one. I used to drink all the time, and I'd be around you sober while you were sober, and I'd be absolutely out of my mind going with you everywhere. I don't know how you dealt with that, because I know I probably was a real handful, real embarrassing to be around. But hey, I thought I was doing everybody around me a favor by being the clown, Oh man, not so much now that I look at it. So then I started, let's say around 22, started working at the prison here in Florida, and I had a couple of buddies. I used to go to a local club around here, and I'd drink. We'd go there, and it don't help no alcoholic you go into this place, because you pay your entry fee, then you drink as much as you want. So we would go there once or twice a week and just get, absolutely hammered. I'd get off work. I worked 3 to 11 at the prison. I'd get off work at 11 o'clock and be at this bar by probably 12:30. So, and I'd stay till 4 and be absolutely hammered by 4 o'clock. So I'd be pounding them down. And that, I drink like that. Man, getting in many fights, many embarrassing nights, but I still didn't think it was a real issue. I just thought it was just kind of the way things work, So what we did, we're young, that's what we do. We party, we drink. So I did that until I was about 24. I worked at the prison and just kind of lived that life till I was about 24. Rewind a tad bit. I actually ended up crashing my truck on a night of drinking. I told everyone that I swerved to miss a deer, and literally I went to work the next day, and I straight up, I can't believe I'm alive, because I straight up, and I'm so thankful I didn't hurt anybody, I hit a tree dead on, totaled my truck. I even drove my truck home. I just left it sit in the parking lot. Even that did not stop me from drinking. Even that didn't tell me, look, dude, you got to chill out. You got some real problems. And I think I was 2 months away from having that thing paid off. I laughed it off like a joke. And I know a couple people, one of them pretty close to me, that is kind of in the same boat. They kind of live like that too. So, skipping up a little bit, I joined the Army about 24 years old. I left, and right before I was supposed to ship out to basic training, I got some real devastating news about my grandpa, and it was that's when he got the diagnosis of, I think he had stage 4 at the time, 3 or 4, cirrhosis of the liver. So they gave him about a year to a year and a half to live, and here I am, 24 years old. And remember, he adopted me, so he's like my dad. Joining the Army with a, 3-year contract. And sorry, my dog's over there making crazy noise. 3-year contract. So in my mind, it was like, all right, I'm gonna leave, and I'm probably maybe see him one time, and then I might not see him again ever. He's gonna be gone. But it made him proud that I did that. But it kind of gave me some demons to deal with, In fact, when I graduated basic training, on the way home, the first thing he did, Pawpaw did. He didn't know I was doing. He didn't realize the problem I was having. On the way home for my on leave, he gave me. we're riding home in the car, and he's handing me a beer. Congratulations, here's a beer. So we drank a beer, and so he wasn't forecasting anything that he didn't realize what I was going through. I didn't even realize what I was going through at this time. So I come home on 10-day leave, and I don't know. I know for a fact that I drank a few times, and I go to my duty station, which ended up being Kansas. I get out there, and one of my friends that joined the Army with me, he actually worked with me at the prison. I went to school with him pretty much my whole life. He ended up going to Kansas. He ended up being there a couple weeks after I did, and he had been through some of my drinking scenarios, so he knew that I wasn't the best drinker, but he also, not to fault him, not to fault him, because he might not have these problems, but he would still, he was still down to drink with me and stuff, even though I went through all this. But nevertheless, we get to Kansas. I'm in the Army, and I say, man, I think it was in July. I think it was the 4th or 5th of July. I catch a DUI on post. So I'm an E3. I catch a DUI on post. I'm a freaking new guy to the unit too, And I get there, catch my DUI. I get demoted down to E fuzzy E1. Catch my what was it? I had to do my extra duty and forfeit of pay and all that. Still. So this is the second kind of major alcohol related incident in my life, Still not seeing a problem here. Still not wanting to stop. So I'm banned from driving on post. Kind of take it to the chin. Do what I got to do. Start getting my rank back. I start getting back in the swing of things. The whole time this is happening, I'm still drinking. Even drinking with some of my NCOs, not their fault again, I'm a grown man. I make my own decisions, but I was still drinking. And here's the thing about like the military culture. I was infantry, so in the Army, they're dudes drink. You work hard, you play hard, So a lot of people, they take to drinking on their free time to kind of, blow off some steam. And not everyone makes bad decisions drinking, like to the extent that I did. And there's a lot of people that don't make those decisions are not going to understand why you make those decisions. In their mind, they think, dude, why don't, so this is the way a lot of people think. They're like, okay, when I drink, I don't drive. So why can't he just like not do that? Why does it when he drink, why don't he just tell himself, no, I'm not going to do that? Well, I try to tell myself things like that, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. But people won't understand that. And I don't know, whoever's listening to this, if you are going through some stuff like that, then you probably know what I'm talking about. People on the outside that don't have as much of a problem with it, they will never understand. I literally only have one person that understands that out of everyone I know, and that's probably Grant. He knows, but most people looking at you and around you, they're not going to understand. They're going to say, "Hey, man, what you're an idiot. Why don't you just stop doing that?" Well, the alcohol, it does it. So anyway, fast forward. I'm in the Army at this time. If you got 2 alcohol related incidents in a year, then you're gone. So I'm getting my rank back. Still drinking, but I'm doing my thing. I get praised a few times from a few different people about how good I'm doing, but they don't know that I'm still out there showing my ass. So if I remember this correctly, I missed a formation because I went out drinking the night before, and I got jumped, and I ended up going to somebody's house. I woke up and I didn't hardly have no gas. I didn't know where I was at. My phone was dead and nobody could get a hold of me. And I show up to formation late with a black eye. this is right before deployment. We were going to Africa. And that really sucked. Okay. I mean, that really sucked. So, but you know what? My God, they tried to take care of me. You know, they still pushed me forward. They didn't, that wasn't something that I ended up getting in any real big trouble over. They were still going to let me deploy. They were still going to let me be with my guys. But there I go again, thinking, oh man, it's just a bad night. It's not a real problem. Shit happens. So what do? Literally, like, I think 2 nights before deploying, my gear is already packed, already packed up and ready to go. And then I catch a DUI outside of post. Where I don't know where I was going. I don't know. I know I was upset about some girl I met at the bar that maybe wasn't paying me no attention. Just one of those things, you're drinking, you just don't. Me, I was drinking. I don't know what the hell I was doing. So I get pulled over. No. I was already parked somewhere and I was sleeping, and the police officer woke me up and gave me a DUI. So there it is. Boom. Number two within a year. So the Army says, this guy is a piece of crap. We got to let him go. So they bust me down again, and I start the chapter process, which, that's the process of getting out of the military. Now, they're getting me out with a general under honorable conditions discharge, bar and re-enlistment, something that could be updated one day, possibly, to honorable. But it's just right underneath honorable. It's basically just saying, look, we gave this guy a shot and it just didn't quite work out. So going through that process, it's not an overnight thing. If you know anything about the military, nothing's overnight. Months and months drag on. One of the shittiest times I probably felt was sitting back on rear D, getting some stuff ready for my guys to leave, and literally watching the bird take off and watching all my guys fly away, knowing that before they come back, I'm going to be back at home. And man, that was a shitty feeling, dude. I'm telling you, shitty feeling. But even at this time, I'm not thinking I have a real problem. I'm just thinking, man, dude, I keep messing up. But I'm thinking, in my mind, I know, hey, man, I should probably stop drinking. But I don't. I keep going. I keep pushing. And I don't know how long this podcast is going to be, but hopefully you can hang with me. So I keep pushing. In fact, I keep drinking with one of my NCOs that's on rear D with me. In fact, one of the times he almost dies. Like, he throws up in his lungs. It almost dies. I had to flip him over. I had to do like chest compression. I was doing what I could to get him to start breathing, because he straight up stopped breathing. And he bounces back from it and nothing happens to him. He's in the hospital for days. Nothing happens to that guy. So it's like some things just get swept under the table. There's I had a real problem, and to be honest, he did too. But nevertheless, I keep on going, keep on drinking, and then I get caught coming on the post intoxicated. So I catch my second DUI on post, third DUI technically. Technically, I've been arrested 3 times for DUI at this point. But when you get in trouble on post, you get military trouble. UCMJ. It's not the same thing as regular criminal trouble. So looking at it, tallying it up, right? I got 1 civilian, 2 military. The civilian one gets dismissed later on through a pretrial diversion. So I continue mission. I keep going. Almost got in a little trouble with that one, almost got in some jail time over that, because Kansas, the state, was trying to get me. But anyways, I come home, get home, carry on, keep going. I meet a girl. We get together, really together for a few months, I'd say, and she ends up getting pregnant, and she ends up, being a little on the crazy side, and we ended up splitting. And just, I kept drinking, kept doing my thing. I didn't know if I was ever going to see my kid or whatever. So I kind of fed into it. My papa's still alive at this point, but he's sick. Keep drinking, keep drinking, keep drinking. Catch a DUI. So I catch a DUI here. So technically this is 4 times now I've been arrested for a DUI. My license gets suspended for 6 months. I go to probation. You got to do your community service, all that crap. Get it out of the way. And within 2 years, I'm still thinking I'm still on the fence as to if I have a problem or not. But 2 years later, almost 2 years later, not even a full 2 years, catch another one. So I catch 2 DUIs in Florida. So are we up to 5 in total? 5 in total. So my license at that point gets suspended for 5.5 years. 5.5 years. And you know what? You know what's really crazy about that? Like really fucking crazy? Within 8 months, I was drinking again. Within 8 months, I was drinking again. And I battled that for a couple of years. I'd go while being sober and I'd get back to drinking. And I did a long stretch probably 2 years ago. I went about, 9 or 10 months without drinking. Then actually, it was longer than that. I probably went 8 or 9 months without drinking. And then I met a girl, got comfortable with her. She liked to drink. Her people like to drink. And I was just like, hey, it's been a while since I drank and I'm probably good to go. And, so I drink a few times. Now, nothing real major happens during these times, but it does turn into a bit of a shit show at a time or two. It got embarrassing. The last time I think the last time I drank, actually the last time I actually had any alcohol, period, it was like a Christmas / New Year's party. It was early. It was literally around this time last year. And that turned into a real big shit show. But that made me, realize, because following that was probably 2 weeks of hardcore depression. I mean, bad depression. And it was because I was ashamed of myself for picking it back up, to getting back into that groove. And it's really like, when you're someone like me, what happens is you drink, you go a while without drinking, and you'll drink and you'll have a good night. And you're like, well, that wasn't so bad. Not a bad night, but you get comfortable, and next thing you know, you drink again. Oh, not a bad night. Well, then you drink again, and it's like, oh, shit storm, It's just bad, and it's absolutely dangerous for someone like me. And I am so much of a better person without drinking, so much better. And I have a lot I thank my friends a lot, my real close friends, because like Grant, my friend Grant, he won't hang out with me if he knows I've been drinking. He won't entertain that idea. And in fact, he won't drink. He's not a drinker anyways, but he won't drink around me. He won't even talk about drinking around me. Like, that's how much my boy has my back, And I thank him so much for that, because if it wasn't for somebody like him, it'd be a lot tougher. It would be. Man, if you're watching this, Grant, man, I really appreciate that. And you don't know how much that means to me and how like deeply that affects me. So now here I am a year later, no alcohol at all, none. And I feel amazing. I've decided that I don't want it. Now I will be honest with you, every now and then, you think about, man, a cold drink sure would be good, but then you just think about all the shit I've been through. Let me tell you how I can't count how many miles I have walked in the last 5 years not being able to drive anything. It's been a lot. It has been a whole lot. Well, I don't want to keep this thing dragging on. I know this is probably going to be one of my longest podcasts, and I appreciate you for listening. If you're not on my YouTube channel yet, go to youtube.com and search Really Regular Guy. Add my channel. It's winter time. It's cold, so I'm not doing a whole lot of kayaking lately, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get something in. Probably going to do another home defense video soon, going over one of my new firearms that I ended up getting a hold of. Got a new tattoo. Might talk about that too. But look, guys, thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that there's somebody out there that I reached out to and touched with this one. And, you know, definitely comment under this video and let me know, like, your thoughts on everything. I know I kind of laid out a long story, but that's me, you know. I haven't talked about this, and I'm putting this out to the world right now. And, you know, in hopes of at least, you know, touching one or two people out there and letting them know that, you know, this is just, that's the mindset you have. You have that mindset of it's not a problem, it's just a bad night. It's not the case. It is a problem. So if you can't handle it, stop doing it. Stop doing it before it's too late. You know, I'm a single dad. My grandfather's passed away. You know, all I got is me and my grandma, my daughter. She needs me. Both of them need me. So keep your head in the game. Stay in the fight. I guess I'm out. I got a busy day. I got to go to work. I got to chop this video up, try to get it posted before I go to work. Got to go to work, come home, get my daughter's homework done, do my homework. So much to do. So little time. There's only 24 hours in a day. Anyways, thank you again for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. And I'm out, guys.